Welcome to the Nürburgring in the TCR. For this race, we're starting off in position 7, but pulling over to the left hand side, letting everybody pass, somehow still managing to get hit whilst off the track, and one person definitely forgot to actually start the race. So we're in position 22 out of 23. Not too sure what's going on there. That was an absolutely perfected art of turn 1. Well done, Flash. Credit where credit is due. With this being a long race, we're going to do a hard one stop. There are other strategies at play here, but coming down to this corner here, there is a lot of chaos to behold. Audi and the Honda Civic decide that the wall was very, very pretty, and visiting it was something that needed to be done. The fart can up in front decided to do a 360 kickflip, and I'm not too sure what this fart can is doing at the moment, but heading back to what I was saying about different strategies with the different tyres, it is really feasible to do soft 3-stop, but you got to send it on every lap, and you got to make it count as well. That was a violent crash as well. You really got to make it count, because the last thing you want to do is when you go into the pits is come out into traffic. So you need to make sure that you are ahead of the game and ahead of them when people start coming up to you when you're exiting the pits, and you do not want to be held up, and that's what would destroy the soft stopping strategy. There's a lot of people visiting the wall. I mean, not complaining, we're gaining places back rather effectively, but it does reduce a lot of the battling at this track. Now, passing Falling Apollo in the beautiful lake to our left hand side, and catching up to their brother, Sir Handbag, up in front. Very unique name, and credit where credit's due. Not seen a name like that before. Locking up the brakes as we come into this corner here. Brake pressure is set to rather high. I think it's about 130%. Does stop the car rather effectively, but Sir Handbag is a little bit all over the shop, so I'm going to give him a little space, go up the inside and claim that position. This fart can is very quick on acceleration, although I don't think hard tyres suit it all that well, as a bit of shenanigans happened later on in this race just by pushing it a little bit too hard. Thankfully, we did give a little bit of space to the car behind, so Handbag did go gardening and visit the wall at an effective manner. Getting up behind the DHL Audi E-Lookip. Oh, Sir Handbag has quit. Up in front, I'm going to try and claim that position. So overall, I'll say a third of the way through the track, we have gained approximately 10 positions, which is really quick. Not too sure why they braked quite heavily there, but probably following the racing line. And when it's red, and that's a wall flash. Fartcan had the same incident that a lot of people have. Visited the wall at the bottom of the mountain. Pretty rough, easily done, and I have become victim of that wall way too many times to even be able to count and fondly remember, to be quite honest. But if all goes well, we'll have a good run out of here, and up the mountain we go, and overtaking the Audi and the fart can in front of that is just about doable, providing fair space is awarded on the track. It's a very narrow place to race, I'm not going to lie. Overtaking is not easy. It's more of a chance and participation whether you can get said overtakes done. Now, the Audi to our left hand side has given the space to overtake and is being very fair on it. The link up in front was not so fair to that driver there, but thankfully with the speed carried of this insane Hyundai, we was able to blow past Skip Rider, who only gained a 1.9 second penalty for that incredible bit of driving right there. There's no other words for it, guys. Like, you know, that was quite uncalled for, and luckily we wasn't any part of that. So getting away from them, we're in the top 10. We're in position 9 at the moment, hunting down PCR Sammy, who is in the Honda Civic up in front, which is a very capable car at this track. It's one of the go-to cars I use. Is this one, the Honda and the Astra. I find exceptional at this track. Not too sure how they fell out of the carousel, but I can't criticize because said incident may happen later in this video. So yeah, anyway, moving on from what may happen later in this video, overtaking this Honda Civic up in front is going to be a little bit more difficult as this track becomes a little bit more twisty, a little bit more, say, aggressive. Overtaking that car is going to be more of a chance operated overtake rather than being able to just be faster, you know. So looking to make a move on the Honda Civic, and they are defending, so credit where credit's due. There's not a lot of track to defend on, so it's really easy to make your car a lot wider and defend the situation, but losing a little bit of pace from them. There's no rush at the moment because we're not too far off the back straight, and if we can't overtake them along here, we can bunny hop from that car to the car up in front. There is not that much of a gap, so let's try and get a slingshot approach to this overtake. I mean, we only have a few more corners remaining until we are on that fast section. Fingers crossed things go in our favour. As we start catching that back up, pressure will be added to their ability of driving, which will hopefully create a mistake. Getting right up behind them, avoiding contact. I know how frustrating it is when you are constantly bumping the rear end, and it does unbalance the car to a certain degree. And you know, yes, I understand the imbalance is there to put you on edge and make you lose focus, but you know, fair is fair. Like, you know, I try and be fair here. Absolutely nailing it down this back straight, closing that door to PCR Sammy up in front. If we don't overtake him in these next two corners, we're certainly going to overtake him on the nice long back straight. This Fart Can is much faster than the Honda Civic, and with the Honda Civic actually closing the gap to the Ford Focus up in front, we might be able to actually bunny hop our way through. Flash, why are you going gardening? Okay, we're 0.9 seconds ahead. If we are able to nail the section coming out here, we're going to actually have a better run than the cars up in front along the straight. And by the looks of it, it has worked in our favour. Flying up behind the Honda Civic, blowing past them. We are 1.2 seconds away from the Ford Focus up in front, who is gaining slipstream from, guess what? A Fart Can in front of them. Not ideal, Flash. But what is ideal is PCR Sammy hasn't discovered slipstream, so they're not going to be closing that door behind us. But what is another car behind them, which by the looks of it, they went for a defensive move, kind of blocked that blue car behind. Not going to complain, gives us a bit of breathing space. Whereas 0.9 seconds away from the car in front, 0.9 from the car behind, and barreling down on the Ford Focus in the braking zone. So that will be a few more positions gained as we catch up to those two cars. Coming round to start and finish line. I'm not going to the pits just yet. We have used 25% or just over 25% of our tyres, which only means we have less than 25% remaining before we click onto minor wear. So we are going to click onto minor wear along the back straight of this circuit, which is actually ideal. I'm not going to lie, because it's a straight line. So if all goes well, that is the strategic tactic we're going to use for this race. I mean, like I say, if it all goes well, you know. Sometimes these plans look amazing on paper, work great in your head. Execution is a whole different thing. Coming round the section here now, right up behind Demon Lord in a Ford Focus. Overtaking Demon Lord. Next person to overtake is Javier up in front. There is a gap there. We're going to go for it. Javier decides that this car does not exist, and, you know, becoming a sandwich and me being the meat and the bread was the actual right thing to do. Thankfully, the wall didn't destroy us. Out the other side we go, and Javier is also holding up the Ford Focus and the car behind them. So away we go down this really insane straight. Hopefully, actually no, it's not going to be hopefully. There's no way I've got the bottles to go through here flat out in a fast car like this on hard tyres. Not going to happen. Strict Rider 03 has quit the race. Hopefully Javier will hold up the cars behind. Honda Civic has gone wide and gone off the track there, but we have a free reign of the cars in front. And guess what? We are in position 5. Absolutely insane. Gonna mash you in position 1, 30 seconds ahead. Raced them many times. They are very quick, like insanely alien quick drivers. Just gonna mash you. Hello, buddy. How are you doing? Hulk in position 4, which is only 5.2 seconds ahead. Hopefully that is not much further from the pack of cars in front of that. Thing is, as fast as we was going, things go downhill rather quickly. such as the run up for the mountain section where, you know, coming out of that corner there is crucial to being able to nail it up the sill. And yeah, that was not the case this time around. Liam Nintendo 69, I don't know, I just felt like saying Nintendo 69 in their name, 0.6 seconds away in the Honda Civic, which is an absolutely brilliant car for this track. They are rocking a 4-second penalty. Problem is, they're in the slipstream now, and I would say they're probably a little bit quicker than ourselves at this track. Looking at the leaderboard, they have also not pitted for this race, which is less than ideal, I'm not going to lie. Sadly, meeting the wall because pressure and lack of skill got the better of me. We have lost 2 positions and Demon Lord has managed to overtake again. All is not lost though, because bearing in mind that Honda Civic did have a 4-second penalty for whatever reason, and Demon Lord having a 1-second penalty, you know, providing we can keep up with Demon Lord, we have gained that position back, which is obviously amazing and what we want to happen. Keeping up with the Honda Civic up in front is going to be a bit more of a challenge, and this gap we have away from us at the moment, less than ideal, because I say that's probably about a 2-second gap from Demon Lord up in front, and we need to close that. We need to try and get Demon Lord, or work with Demon Lord to a certain degree, close that gap up so we are not left behind. We need to work and gain those positions back. Crashing didn't help Flash, of course not, you know, running out of talent probably, and overdriving the car, and it's been a while since I've done TCR, so I'm going to have an excuse here. And any good racing driver always has an excuse lined up. Just saying. Anyway, running out of pace with the Demon Lord up in front, we're now 1 second away. Not ideal place to be. And I think the 2 crashes have knocked the confidence level ever so slightly, so probably underdriving it to a degree to try and not crash again. But again, the back straight is going to be where this car shines in the absolute demon power that this thing has in a straight line. So 0.7 seconds away at the moment. We're going to have the slipstream to our advantage. We're going to be able to swing past them. Incredible speed. Still actually in 5th gear here. Just clicking into 6th as we overtake. 156 miles per hour. Now the Ford Focus is looking to jump into that slipstream. But again, this car is that quick. We're still leaving them behind. The Ford Focus just doesn't have it. Leon N69 up in front. 0.7 seconds away. We have caught them up. Absolutely ideal. Just need to make sure we don't crash into this section right here and actually go into the pits. Thank you, Demon Lord. Rear ending was everything we needed at that moment. Coming out of the pits anyway, fresh set of hard tyres, chasing down Liam N69 up in front, and actually breaking away from Demon Lord behind us, which is perfect if you look at it, because we're not under pressure from the car behind, but we do need to keep up with the Honda Civic up in front. And I think in reality that is going to be a struggle that we're going to take, and we're going to fight our last breath with, using everything on the track of the limits and trying to save a little bit of time here and there. And well, coming down here, this car is going to close that door to the Civic up in front. We have a little bit of slipstream, but we do have power on our side. Now letting off through this corner here, don't trust the car to do it flat out. It certainly isn't going to happen. I think we could have carried a little bit more momentum, had a little bit more faith in it, and that would have obviously benefited us to a certain degree. 0.8 seconds away from Liam up in front, but we are 1.6 seconds away from Demon Lord behind us. So that reduces all pressure, providing we don't crash again like we have done in the previous lap. Easier said than done, yeah, no kidding, because it does happen. It really is going to happen shortly in this video. Now we are 1.4 seconds away from Liam up in front. Not ideal. We still have a whole lap to be able to try and catch them up, but that was not the case. Liam did manage to bleed away from us at quite an alarming rate, so pace overall they were much faster. While it is only 5.5 seconds away on a 12-mile track, it isn't too bad. It just feels a lot when you look at it, because it's only one lap, and you can see him going around that corner there now. It doesn't look far away, definitely one accident away and we're all over them, but it's kind of a butt hurty. Anyway, Demon Lord behind is 5 seconds away, which is absolutely ideal, but things do deteriorate, such as forgetting to slow the car down in a braking zone. Just overdriving the car to a degree to try and catch up to Liam up in front, who has overtaken GE Sacred up in front. And overdriving it to the extreme that I crash in the 2 corners. Almost crash, you know. How on earth did we manage that? But yeah, overdriving the vehicle to try and make up a bit of time, you find yourself actually losing more time overall from trying to recover from your mess-ups, really. And it's just not ideal thing to do. So yeah, the pressure got the better of me, and just it is what it is. Now 5.8 seconds away from Sacred, so the time we did actually start clawing back on GE Sacred has gone out the window, and the time Demon Lord was away from us has been reduced to now 4.5 seconds. While we do have that penalty they are rocking on our side, we also have a good jump in the air and pick up some flowers to visit our mothers later. Thing is, we lost a second from that one crash alone, which is insane, absolutely insane if you think about it. 1 second from that little bit of garden escapade. Hopefully, that is the end of it, Flash. You have no more of these shenanigans, you know, especially at this latter section of the track, which I'll consider you're pretty good at. How are you managing it to butcher it up this much is beyond me. But 4.1 seconds away from the car behind, which is one crash away from losing that position. GE Sacred is now 6.1 seconds ahead. Again, they're only one crash away from us claiming that position, but I don't think that is going to happen, because we literally only have a few corners left along the back straight and a couple of corners to the finish line. So gaining position 4 from the car up in front is not going to happen. And I also feel that Liam 69 is probably about 2 or 3 seconds ahead of GE Sacred up in front. So yeah, being able to bunny hop from our position to GE and then use the penalty to our advantage to claim a podium position, it's not going to happen. I think GE Sacred might actually claim podium position, being 6 seconds away. Either way, final run down this back straight, we are 1.4 seconds, sorry, of our best time at this track of a 7:32, which I would say is pretty quick. Not bad overall. Obviously, being on soft tyres, you would be quicker, but for being on hard tyres, 7:32, pretty sweet place to be. 1.4 seconds off our best lap, considering the accidents we had. Actually, pretty good place to be as well. Cannot grumble at that. Would it be nice to have a better lap time? Oh yes, you know. There was a light change there. Are we going to go through this phase again of end of the race, the light, or the time changes, 4 seasons? Yeah, of course it is. There we are. Welcome to the 4 seasons of Forza Motorsport as we cross the finish line in position 5. So starting last, 4 laps later, in position 5. What a car, what a track. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time.